Yes, looking forward to a very challenging week against two very tough opponents, and one in Kentucky who's playing extremely well, top teams in the country. Only setback in conference play at Arkansas, last second shot, but they've been able to bounce back from that game and have done a tremendous job in terms of having impressive wins. And then Arkansas on Saturday, who's done a tremendous job. And I guess the only setbacks were, Florida get knocked out only by 2 points in an overtime loss, and been able to beat Kentucky. So a very challenging team that we look forward to playing those two teams this week.
Our first question is from Randy Rosetta of New Orleans Times and Picayune.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Randy.
You guys were able to come back with a lot of defense in the second half at Alabama, but obviously falling behind like that, there were some defensive problems. What are your concerns defensively right now that you guys need to fix?
Just things that we can. Unfortunately, transition, Relaford got inside the lane and made some easy plays in there at the basket. And but it's a lot easier if we knock down some of those shots that we had. We had some good looks at the basket, and shots didn't go down. And unfortunately, we didn't do a great job in terms of getting back balance on the floor and making sure that we wall up in the paint and make them play up over top of us.
You haven't used zone a whole lot this year, especially with the recurrent foul trouble with Johnny in particular. Is that something you look at moving forward to see if you can protect him a little bit?
No, I think if you look, it wasn't anything to do with zone. Johnny picked up one of his fouls, a guy way out top from the basket, and unfortunately got into him. The guy tripped over his foot, probably first, second play of the game. And the other one was, I think, was challenging someone at the basket where we'd much rather him pick his fouls up. We just got to do a better job of being mindful of where guys are a threat and making sure that we're not putting unneeded pressure out there that will create foul problems for us.
Next question is from Larry Vaught of the Danville Advocate Messenger.
Johnny, you talk about that Kentucky playing extremely well. What impresses you the most about them right now?
They're just an excellent basketball team. They've got individuals who are capable of making plays and breaking down your defense. They play well together. Guys make plays. They distribute the ball well, and they've got a really balanced scoring attack. When you've got 3 or 4 guys like that averaging double figures and scoring, and they're sharing the ball like that, make it very difficult to defend because any one of them can go off and have a big night against you.
And how concerned are you about they have seemed to do a pretty good job of getting the ball in the paint and drawing fouls or getting to the rim? How critical is that in this matchup for you?
Well, it's always tough anytime you got guys that looking forward to driving the ball and getting it inside the paint and playing at the rim, and that puts a lot of pressure on a defensive basketball team, and you have to make sure that you challenge them. And so it's and they have guys that can do that. They can certainly get in the seams, force you to rotate and hit their gaps, and that's a very strong suit for their team.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Up is Jerry Tipton of the Lexington Herald-Leader.
Johnny, what does Johnny O'Brien mean for you guys?
Well, Johnny's certainly a force inside that our opponents certainly have to prepare and get ready for. He's excellent. He's powerful down there. He's explosive. Certainly can make plays. And when Johnny's playing well, we're a much better basketball team. And not necessarily just with him scoring, but the attention that teams have to prepare and get ready for him. And if guys around him are playing well, when Johnny make that pass out of the double team or make the extra pass and those guys knocking shots down, we're a much better basketball team. And Johnny's well aware of that. And he's been very balanced this year and has been very good for us.
And what do you think of the game tomorrow night in the perspective of helping your NCAA bid resume?
Well, I think any games that we play in this conference, if we can certainly get wins, it certainly helps. But to play a team magnitude of a Kentucky, who's one of the top-ranked teams in the country, who a lot predicted that maybe have a chance to cut down nets in April, says a lot. And if you can certainly knock off someone like that, I think it certainly increases your chances.
Questions from Matthew Harris of the Advocate.
Morning, Johnny. How are you?
Hey, Matt. Great. Yourself?
I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in. I was just going to ask, I know a weather-related question might be sort of awkward in this setting, but just with the weather tomorrow night, how do you guys sort of temper, getting the guys ready? Do you guys alter anything at this point, or do you guys just sort of prepare as if the game's going to go off tomorrow night? Or just what are you guys going to do throughout the day to kind of keep
In reference to our team?
Yeah, in reference to your team.
Oh yeah, no, we'll practice the same way in preparation and getting ready to play a very challenging game because this game's going to be played inside if it's fortunate enough to be played, and we have to make sure that we get ready for that. And so our approach will certainly be the same.